What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Tas, 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 tas. Woo! It's a lot of tossing. We're going to get it in. Intro time. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. Don't speak to my brother. And then that motherfucker just stood nodded out. We're talking about Pepe's brother, Super Marihuano. I can't say Marihuano on the fucking on the thumbnail, but I'll say Super Wano, right? People have been asking me about him. I don't really tell you too much stories. Me and him are very, very, very close. But this right here is a very interesting story of how small this world is and how paths always cross. It's a trip, right? You never know who you know till you know who you know. And that's a fact, right? So it all begins, all these stories begin in the same fucking spot in a roach-infested, malnutrition pit bull fucking house, my tia's house. So I get a phone call. Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing, son of a bitch? I said, what's up, tia? What's good? We're thinking about going to, how do your primo say cock? I like cock, but we're the Compton? Like, is that, what'd you say? Right? You know, you always have with her, it's like she speaks fast, but you catch little things. Like, what'd you say? She said, just right. Fucking, it was like meant to be. You want to go to Compton with us? I said, let me guess, you guys need a ride. Not this time. No, this time we're going to go. We got my old man. He got some nice ass fucking truck. We're all going to go. We could all fit. I said, is Sheila going? Because if she's going, we definitely can't fit. She was a white body. We'll just say that. That bitch is not coming. It's just me, your primo, and that's it. Let's go. So I said, all right, we'll go. When we going? We're going Sunday because your tia, it's just a 3-day weekend. She got Monday off. We're going to go. I'm going to see what that bitch is at. We're going to go to bingo. I don't care about all that. Why are we going? We're going because your cousin just got out of prison and they're going to throw him a celebration on Sunday. I said, what's going to take us all day? We're going to leave at 1 a.m, bitch. All right, cool. She had her plans. I had my plans. Damn, if Marijuana had just got out of prison, he did a little bit of time, and he had a gang of chicks. See, Pepe was like one of those one-woman men, where Marijuana was like, hey, oh, fuck that. I got me a gang, man. Yeah, right? He used to get his yes gone. So I was like, all right, cool. I want to go up and see the primo. I was all happy. Hey, I was like, is Pepe going to be there? Fuck, of course. Where there's free food, there's always your fucking cousin right there. All right, cool. So we end up driving up there. Ricky's like, Whoopin, you got my back if I get jumped again? I said, nah, not really. I really don't want to back you up, but he's like, well, see, that's why you're not good, because you're not a fucking real norteño. Norteños, we don't hide, we multiply. I said, yeah, well, hopefully your multiplication game is up when you get there, because you're going to need help if them fucking dudes from Compton try to beat your ass again, right? So anyways, it was no multiplication. With me, it's division. You know what I'm saying? I'm divided. Minus me. Right? The minus and the subtraction game is real. So anyways, we get up there, and Marijuana's there, give him a big old hug. He's all dodgered out. That fool always dodgered out. Even when we're in Frisco, that fool was dodgered out. That fool smoking weed. His mom's like, hey, make sure that you smoke over there by the pool. They got a fucking small-ass pool where the kids could jump in and shit. They're acting like it's a big old pool. Make sure you smoke by the pool. My dad, shut up, bitch. You act like I got a pool like it's a big deal, bitch. It only comes up to my ankles. It only comes up to my ankle. I told my old man you had a pool. He was all happy. Maybe we can go swimming. Well, fuck it. If you could jump in that, jump in it, right? So it's not even 3 feet. That's just like 3 inches. So anyways, we're kicking back. Everyone's eating. There's bomb food. My tia got down, right? She had some shit catered. Like, I don't know where she got that money, but every time they got like a new boyfriend, they got new money. To my tias, new boyfriends equals new money. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fuck this, you got to fuck that. And I'm not, that's just real. So my tias are all happy, laughing. There's a gang of chicks, like I said. I'm like, damn, gang of dudes from Compton. Ricky was nowhere to be found. Come to find out, he was in one of the kids' rooms. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fucking play with the jump rope with the kids. I said, why don't you go out there, fool? They're eating this shit. Let's kick it. Well, because last time I went out there, I got jumped. Fuck, there's Norte in here. This is fucking Norte, homie. I'm like, oh, shit. He's in there swinging like Trey from Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. That was Ricky for that day, right? So basically, he's PC'd up in the room. It's cool, man. Do your thing. You want me to bring you a hot dog or something? Why do I have to have a hot dog? Because you're a hot dog. You want one or not? You'll take one, right? What bit is it good? Does you put relish, right? So I brought him a plate of food. I'm out there kicking it. And the homeboy's telling prison stories. My primo is, right? And Pepe's back there is the kid. I didn't come here, to listen to you vatos lie, about how you did tiempo en la yarda. Chupare. Que me, I'm a real sur gang, sureño, I did tiempo, What you did, that little knick-knack paddywhack 3 years you just did, que my chorra did more time resting on the sink, I said, why? Bird bat, they say bird bat, get it through your mind, put your fucking shirt on, you're down here, don't let me get jumped, because I will. Can I borrow the abuela? I'm back, can I borrow the abuela? Nah, just get the fuck away from me, right? Me and Pepe were kind of at odds during this time because his shit didn't stink. Hey, I've been in the prison for years. You've been out for like 8 months. It's close enough. This guy deserves something. I deserve acknowledgement. Let me borrow the abuela. Everybody right now, put your fucking hands up and give me the abuela. So I can give me a gramo, and then fucking you won't have to worry about me anymore. I'll be over there with Ricky and PC'd up in the room doing jump ropes. So Marijuana's telling us prison stories. We're listening, all intrigued. So he tells a story, right? He tells a story and he mentions a dude from a certain part of Compton that I remember. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, and the homie this and the homie that. And I was like, where were you with the homie? Oh, we were in the county, We were in the county. And the homie was with the business, bro. He had already did prior time in prison. So he was lacing me up. I said, so you got laced up by that guy, that particular individual. He's like, yeah, well, you know how it is, fucking, he gave me the rundown and then get that thing, and he's a real homie. He's a stepper out here from Compton. I said, a stepper? Wait, he stepped on your feet? Or what? No, that's what we call it out here, He's a real one. I said, all right, cool. Well, if he's the same guy I'm thinking about, and one too real, let me tell you guys a story about what I remember. We're going to flash back, right? So as I'm doing time in Susanville, I'm already on the other side, meaning I'm no good in the hood, right? Meaning I've already went through the shenanigans of going out in the yard, getting off. I'm not a good norteño anymore. Now I'm on the other side of the ad seg, meaning that I'm doing time with degenerates, non-actives, people that don't gangbang no more. I just keep it real, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. And I had this cellie. His name was Puppet from the IE. Yes, they put a ex-Southerner in my cell. They wanted to see how we were going to mitigate the circumstances, right? It was all good. I remember when he walked in the first day, right? I was a little shook up. He was a little shook up. He was more shook up than I was shook up because I was like, fuck it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just know that the game coordinator cop came to my cell and he's like, hey, we're going to give you a cellie right now. I had already been in the oil for about 2.5 weeks, right? I'm like, all right. And a homie from Modesto was next door. I say a homie, he was a non-active norteño too, right? And his name was Shorty from Modesto, and he's banging on the wall. He's like, hey, bro, they're going to bring you a cellie? I said, yeah. He said, oh, they're probably going to put a homie in there with you, which would mean another non-active northern. I said, that's right. This dude came, and all you could see was his eyes, right? He was that short, a bald head and eyes, and he had a big old Inland Empire on his head. I said, well, that ain't a homie, right? And he comes to us. Now, you got to understand, not since the youth authority have I ever been set up with the Southsider. Now, they only set me up with that Ducky. He was Ducky from Orange County. He was from Fontana. In YA on accident. And I've told the story. We fucking fought all night, fought until the next day. The senior was like, hey, what the fuck? And they separated us, right? But it was all respectful. We fought, played little dominoes, fought again, whatever. So you got to understand, I'm fresh to non-active. I'm fresh to not gangbanging. So I don't know what the fuck's going to go on. Anyways, he's at my door, and all I see is eyes and bald head, and I know, okay, I'm going to sock this dude right when he comes in if he acts stupid. I'm thinking they fucked up. They're supposed to be bringing a non-active northern. They're bringing an active Southsider in my cell. Okay. It's about to go. Huelga, right? So I got my huelga activated, even though I wasn't an active huelga. And I'm go to the back of the cell. They bring him in. I look at him. He looks at me. I'm like, you active? He said, are you active? I said, I asked you first. He said, I asked you second. I said, well, I'm not active. He said, me either, Holmes. And then come to find out the gang coordinator is like, hey, I put you guys to see if you guys are compatible, man. There's not many Southsiders here that are non-conforming that we can put them with, right? Whatever. It's all good, bro. You're brown, right? Boom. We end up hitting it off, man. He ended up being hella cool. He was a cool ass dude. Puppet from the IE. Spence out putting you on blast that they kill you out there, but that's just the way it is, right? So anyways, we're kicking him in, doing our thing, and we're chilling in the cell. It is what it is, right? We're cellies now. And one day, it's like 1 a.m. And one thing about AdSeg, you could hear everything. You could hear everything going on. You could hear conversations. You could see people fishing. We were in one of the cells on the bottom tier on the corner, right? But you could see everything. And I'm seeing a lot of fucking shenanigans going on. And I was so bored, man. I didn't have no books. All I had was the Bible. I had read that like 10 times. So I'm sitting there looking out of my cell, and it's late night, 1 in the morning. And my cellie was telling these war stories, but they were hella dry. Yeah, Holmes. And then we drove up to the high desert area to Victorville, Holmes. Fuck yeah. And I boned this badass chick. We were all cranked out. I was like, yeah, is that right? All right. Soul gang. That's cool, right? And they just weren't intrigued. The story wasn't like, hey, fuck, I was pounding her. He didn't get detailed. He just said, yeah, boner. That was it. Can I at least get a description? Was she fat, skinny, black, white? Like, let's get descriptive here. Whatever. So as I'm looking outside, I hear some screaming going on. Some screaming. I'm like, what the fuck, right? Now, the way they did it in Susanville at this time is they had the non-active gang members, like the people that dropped out or were not good anymore, on one side of the building. They had the other guys, the active guys, on the other side, right? And then they had Africanos, black dudes, and whites, and what's spread throughout. And so I'm watching. I can see, like, it's right by the shower. They had the shower on the bottom and the top, so I can see right by the showers, 2 cells over. It's some shit going on in there. And I tell my cellie, hey, I think someone's getting fucked up in a cell. He's like, wait, let me hear. And he's short, so he doesn't even have to bend down. He's just listening right there. I'm looking out the window, and he's just right there listening. And you can hear, screaming. And I'm saying, oh, someone's getting gaggled in there. Someone's getting sparkled. Someone's getting fucked up. You just know it, right? Screaming, like extreme screaming going on, right? And so the cops finally get alerted in the tower, and fucking that dude's like hitting the light. Boom, 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 like, help, guard, right? Help. And so when the cops bring him out, this guy was covered in caca and sangre, blood and shit, just all over his back. You could tell that the dude hit him a gang of times in the back with whatever he hit him. Maybe he bit him. I don't know, but he was bad. It was bad. His fucking boxers were twisted around the other way. It was just ugly. It looked like they fucking tried to set him for potty watch, and they fucked him before they did it. It was crazy, right? And everyone on the tier's up now, screaming and shit. They're yelling like, damn, homie, what'd you do to your cellie? What? So they bring this big old fucking dude out of his cell. He's a big old white dude, but he was a Southerner, right? They bring him out, and he's just like looking forward. And as they're taking him to medical, wherever they're going to take him, the Southsiders are like, what's up, Bessie? What happened? What happened? Right? He's not saying nothing. I'm like, oh, man, he did some bad shit to his cellie. They must have got some bad meth in there and just went buck wild, right? They went Buck Rogers wild. Then they bring the dude out. He's a skinny dude, I remember, and he had a big old thing blasted on the back of his head, a big old CPT, Compton, right? He's the one that's all fucking dicked up. He's all bloody and beat up and fucking shitted on and all that, right? And I'm like, oh, man, you could tell his eyes are puffy. He went through some shenanigans. So he comes out, and that dude Puppet's like, hey, I know that fool. And he says, oh, he's from Compton, homie. He's a little homie from this volume. He said, yeah, bro, before I fucking, I got off on the yard and shit, that dude right there, that was one of my cellies. He's a cool little dude. And I said, oh, he's active? And she said, yeah, bro. Well, it looked like it got too active in that cell. I said, oh, yeah. So anyways, come to find out, the story starts leaking out there. People are telling the story of what happened, right? Well, let me explain to you exactly what happened. Him and his cellie were in there, just like I thought, doing some dope, right? And one of them got a little too handsy with the other one. So the smaller dude from Compton, he was just a little small dude from Compton. The bigger dude, right? You know what I'm saying? He decided, man, he wanted to go that route. Now, this is shit in California you don't really see too much. You don't hear about prison grapes and all that, right? But some extra shenanigan happened there that day, right? So this dude got beat up from the field, got boned, all that shit happened. Dude ends up telling on his cellie. First of all, his cellie's gonna be no good anyways, due to the Southsiders don't get down like that. They don't function like that. Them dudes just got all cranked out and didn't know how to act, right, with each other. They're saying, you touch me, no, you touch me first, no, you touch me, Soul Gang, right? Nah, fuck that. You're not from the Soul Gang no more. So the big dude, he doesn't come back immediately. I don't know where they fucking placed him, where they had him in some type of medical holding type shit. But the only thing he might have had bites on his dick. I don't know. But he was the aggressor. The other dude tells on him and talks about how they were doing dope, and the dude fucking started choking him, and it went a little too far, right? Closer to his heart from the inside. And so that was that. So now he's no good. So they put him like 3 cells down from us. And that dude Puppet shoots him a wee line. He's like, what happened, bro? And he's, hey, man, my cellie fucking we were just getting high, bro. And then he got fucking like weird. And the next thing you know, fucking dude knocked me out and he got me, right? And the dude was like, what do you mean he got you? And I said, oh, now you want the details. You want the details of that story. You can't tell me about you boning the chick, the details, but you want all the details about that weird shit. I don't know about you, puppet. I'm going to have to kick you out and take that bite size of Sally next door. I'm cool, right? So anyways, the homeboy Shorty from Modesto's like, damn, bro, because he's talking to Shorty too, because he's on the other side. Shorty's right here, and then they brought the dude. They put him in a single man cell. And the Southsiders are all like, hey, little homie, it's cool. Come back. Hey, Carlos, come back. You can't let him break up Onda, right? Nah, Onda's whole asshole's broken up. That, believe me, you don't want Onda back. Shit won't fit in there no more. It'll just fall out. And so my celly's talking to the dude, the little homeboy Shorty's relay messages. He's like, hey, fool, they did that fool dirty. I was like, man, this shit happens. You know, he's like, damn, bro, that fool, he ravaged them. I'm like, ravaged them? Damn, you guys are using code words. You guys get over here, and all of a sudden, you guys are getting intelligent and shit. So anyways, bam, that dude starts to become a teller. Hey, people are fishing. He's telling the cops, hey, they're fishing past my cell. He starts J-catting out. I guess that shit emotionally fucked him up. He's throwing water on the tier. He's screaming at nights, putting shit all over himself. He's banging on the doors. Just all bad. He lost it, right? They ended up moving him from that cell and putting him on the other side by the actors because he was telling everyone. He starts telling everyone over there. What happens is he's on the way to yard one day. He's on a group yard, luckily not our group yard, and he gets off on some white dude, right? Boom, 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 for whatever, because the white dude called him he called him gay, right? And so he gets off, and they move him. He's gone. I don't know where they take him. I'm like, where do they got an extra hole around this motherfucker? Where are they taking people? They just disappear. We don't see him anymore. What happened was they ended up shipping him out somewhere because he needed psychiatric help. He got, like I said, I think the dude punctured his spleen, his lung, his heart, and his brain, right? So I forgot all about that. So anyways, Marijuana was telling me a story, and he mentions the dude's name. And we're in the back of the backyard of my tia's house, right? And he's like, yeah, the homie, man. He's a G right there, man. We were in county, and I'm like, hey, are you talking about, and I don't want to say his name. I don't want to put him on blast, but I was like, you're talking about Whoop Whoop from this video out here? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, hell nah, right? He's like, hey, now the homie's going to come over. I said, Dick Boy's coming over. He's coming over here to celebrate your getting out of incarceration. Oh, this is just about to be a blast, right? This dude walks in with one of the baddest chicks I've ever seen in my life. This vato, you could tell he's Fruity Pebbles. Like, you could tell they're probably best friends. They're besties now. This vato had more eyeshadow than she did. He looked like a guy, but not a guy, right? And the homie looks at him like, because he hasn't seen it. My primo's been locked up for 3 years. So he's like, oh, fuck, right? And that fool walks in. I said, let me tell you guys a story. So that dude's over there fucking mingling with the chicks and shit. And he's like, look, he gets the bad chicks. Bro, he looks like a bad chick. Stop. Leave him over there, right? And a bad looking chick. Like that. So as we're kicking back, I start telling them the story. They're like, no, Wes, that's him, bro. He's like, hey, don't be disrespecting the homie from Compton. Hey, Pepe's like, hey, what you say? I said, Buster, the fuck you say about one of my camaradas from Compton? I said, is that your camarada over there? The one with the lipstick. Well, fuck no. It's easy. Dame media bola so I can get a bus and get the fuck up out of here. I'm cool, right? Yeah, that's not. I don't even want to slap my tongue around that, right? Yeah, don't. So anyways, dude comes walking over, and my primo's like, he doesn't believe the story that I just told him. So he's introducing, he's like, hey, my primo says he knows you, and that fool's eyes get big. He recognized me from Susanville. I said, you know me, Holmes. And he was like, hey, fool, I didn't know you were related to North Daniels. All of a sudden, it's North-South shit, right? So, gang, I didn't know you were related to North Daniels. I said, I didn't know your homeboy was a fucking chirujo. You know what I mean? Hey, and I'm like, hey, bro, you were telling on everyone. You told on my celly puppet. He blessed you with coffee after you got fucking raped in there, bro. You know what's up? I didn't nothing like that ever happened. I said, bro, you got a BBL. Look at you from the back. He's looking back at it like, maybe, right? I'm like, if you would have had that, he would have did that shit sooner. What's wrong with you? So he's like, I know fucking punk, bro. And his chick is looking, she's like disgusted, like, that didn't happen to my friend. I said, I'll get at you later. I said, what's up? What do you want to do? Ricky comes walking out. What, are you getting crazy with my primo? Hey, primos. Who's getting crazy, right? That dude's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Hey, Ricky's flamed up. Ricky's like, it's Norte. Don't take it too serious, though. Right? And as Ricky comes out, that dude's like, what's up, man? I ain't no punk. Just because I am the way I am, shit happens, man. I ain't no punk. My primo's like, Marijuana's like, hey, Holmes, so you mean to tell me that what my primo's saying is true? I said, when am I lying, fool? Right? He's like, yeah, you know, hey, you're uninvited. Hey, give me the pamphlet back they gave you when you walked in. You know, the one that said we're gonna smoke weed all night and bone bad chicks. You got to go home, right? And I said, yeah, hey, you calling me a liar or what? He was like, I'm not saying all that, but you got the story twisted. Ricky heard twisted, and I don't know. Ricky took it as disrespect, and he's got him in the chokehold. I said, Ricky, just suck him. Ricky's like, I can't because I don't know if he's a man or a woman. Hey, everybody jumped that dude. The south, hey, north and south together. Orale, huelga, surge. We were all getting our issue. My tia's like, hey, look at that. And she's got her feet in the pool. And with my other tia, they got their feet in the pool drinking fucking Mai Tais. And look at them beating up that girl. Fucking bunch of pussies. Oh, shit, that ain't a woman. What is that? Right? And hey, we beat him up, rolled him up out of there. Lesson to be learned. Moral of the story is, and then we kicked it and ate hamburgers, and Ricky was actually out there fucking with the hot dog. I can actually have a hot dog in the Compton area, right? It was all good, but the moral of the story is this world's small. You never know who you're going to run into. I never thought that was going to happen. Marijuana was like, damn, hey, my bad, hey, like, I'll never question you again. I said, yeah, you should question your friendships because he's like, yeah, but he wasn't like that in the county. I don't know what happened, eh? I'm going to say, well, I'm going to tell you what happened. His spleen got ripped open. That's what happened, and that changed him forever, eh? With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head to wear the crown. If you guys like these stories, hit a 1. I got a lot of marijuana stories, got a lot of Pepe stories, got a whole lot of Ricky stories, man. And we're going to get straight to it. This is the gun. Bang, bang.